to position security 24 hours at that place, so that we'll make sure we don't get these hawkers to turn the whole place into a business hub.
Ghana Football Association Executive Council holds emergency meeting to determine next steps for senior national team after missed AFCON 2025 spot.
So far, that is what they seem to do very well, or the only thing they seem to do very well. When the Black Stars are not doing great, they sit and decide, okay, this coach would have to go. It is the reason why we have had 4-5 coaches in the last 5 years.
President Akufo-Addo commissions new Bank of Ghana headquarters.
This new headquarters will serve as a command center for the bank's operations, fostering innovation, collaboration, and excellence in its service to the nation.
New Patriotic Party accuses National Democratic Congress of plotting chaos in Ashanti region ahead of elections.
The allegations made by the National Communication Officer and the NDC are entirely baseless, devoid of any iota of credible evidence, and represent yet another desperate attempt by the NDC to raise tension and distract the people of Ghana from their own misdeeds.
Meanwhile, flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, pledges to revitalize Akwatia diamond industry and promises job creation and the resolution of the Ghana Consolidated Diamond Company court case.
NDC ba sa semna ama GC de enye djuba no ye be yini asiesie se de be ya GC de be peja biom GC de start ye djuba bioma ebetimi ama ejuma to more than 1,000 people.
In CNR Business. Bank of Ghana begins 121st monetary policy meeting to review economic conditions with a focus on inflation and economic outlook as it assesses latest developments. You're welcome to the Bank Square, the new headquarters of the Bank of Ghana. Now, behind me, you can see the Grand Pavilion, which is a stunning entrance featuring a grand staircase of 41 elegantly designed steps, blending functionality with architectural sophistication to encourage wellness. Now, I'm sure the idea behind these stairs is so that the bankers can go up and down these stairs, encouraging, a bit of movement, because most of the work that they do is sedentary. So to encourage them to move a bit so that they can avoid the sedentary lifestyle, these 41 steps were created. Now, when you get to the top of the stairs, the 41 stairs, you see different towers. You see the amenity pavilion, you see the urban block, you see the podium, and you'll see the tower. The Bank Square was built to meet stringent local and international standards. It integrates first-class building management and firefighting systems while ensuring adherence to sustainability goals. The project is a true testament to innovation, functionality, and eco-conscious architecture. 41 steps indeed. Now, the development also includes an energy farm that powers the complex, making it one of Ghana's largest solar-powered office buildings. Eco-friendly elements like solar canopies, UV-protected glass facades, natural self-cleaning stones, rainwater harvesting, and energy-efficient lighting systems are integral to its design. Now, the whole structure does not rely on electricity of Ghana. It is solar powered. They harvest their own rainwater, which they use on a daily basis within the structures. For the purpose of today's commissioning of the Bank Square, the new headquarters for the Bank of Ghana, the Bank of Ghana has displayed the various milestones that they have achieved over the years, and you can see the construction of the new headquarters. If you come here, you can also see governors of the Bank of Ghana, right from the very first one, Mr. A. Eggleston, to the current Dr. Ernest Addison, the current governor of the Bank of Ghana. You also get to witness the journey of the city from when we started with the barter system, from primitive money, gold dust, cowrie shells, and when we finally moved to monetization. And from where the city started, that's the evolution of Ghana's currency from 1958 to 2019, when we had upgraded banknotes, and when we also upgraded to 200 and 100 Ghana cities in higher denomination. We're in front of the urban block, which is a 9-story structure designed with expansive floor plates for corporate offices, staff wellness spaces, cafeterias, lecture rooms, computer labs, a nursery, breakout rooms, and a medical center. And this area focuses on work-life balance and employee engagement. And this is the foyer of the urban block, which, as I said, is a 9-story structure, beautiful, expansive space. And also remember that the building, or all the buildings here at the new headquarters, includes an energy farm that powers the complex, making it one of Ghana's largest solar-powered office buildings. President of Ghana on Wednesday commissioned the new headquarters of the Bank of Ghana. Now, this beautiful edifice was bridled by a bit of controversy with regards to the amount used in its construction. My colleague Ni Latte was here at the commissioning and joins us to tell us more about that. Ni, I'm sure you heard my introduction with regards to the amount used in the construction of this edifice. Clarify that for us and then run us through what exactly these buildings, about 4 or 3 of them, entail.
Okay, so the controversy you're actually talking about is the concerns raised by the minority in parliament. So they were having issues with the amount, which was some $250 million. But as we speak, we do not know if the full amount was exhausted because there could be variations in the project. And so the Bank of Ghana is yet to tell us fully the amount involved in this construction. But the concern the minority also raised was the fact that the Bank of Ghana had incurred losses. 2022, a 60 billion Ghana cedis loss, and also in 2023, 10.5 billion Ghana cedis loss. But the truth of the matter is that this construction has nothing to do with the losses. The Bank of Ghana actually makes the point that the construction had already started way before 2022, 2023, when they incurred these losses. And these losses were not because of, operational expenses. So for example, the 2022 loss, for example, was as a result of impairment due to their holding of, Government of Ghana securities as a result of, the domestic debt exchange that the Government of Ghana undertook. And also the 2023 loss, 10.5 billion cedis, as a result of open market operations trying to raise money, and then they incurred some of those losses over there. So really, yes, we've incurred losses, yet it hasn't affected the construction, and there's no point to put on hold, because if you are going to put the project on hold because people are raising concerns about your profitability and what have you, at the end of the day you are going to incur a lot more of cost if you are trying to put the project on hold. So the government, the Bank of Ghana in this case, said that no, there's a need for us to go ahead with this project, because for 20 years we've been deciding to construct a new head office. The time is ripe now. President Akufo-Addo gave the directive and executive instrument for the central bank to go ahead with this construction. And so this is how far the Bank of Ghana has come in terms of, the construction of its new head office known as the Bank Square. This is the new headquarters of the Bank of Ghana, the Bank Square. And so beginning today, the 20th day of November 2024, this is where the Bank of Ghana is going to carry out its core mandate as regulator of the banking sector in the country. Well, some 67 years ago, the Bank of Ghana has been operating from its old headquarters situated at the High Street. But today, they've moved to Ridge, still in the Greater Accra region, for a very obvious reason. The Bank of Ghana says that some 20 years ago, it saw the need to relocate from its old premises to a more pristine area just to ensure that they meet international, global central banking standards in terms of infrastructure. More importantly, centralize their activities and also ensure that they harmonize their regulations.
The number of branches of regulated institutions, personnel, and systems that must be supervised have expanded significantly, and we cannot ignore the monumental evolution of banking services, the corresponding increase in the number of consumers of those services, and technological advancements that have changed the financial service ecosystem in Ghana, bringing on board licensing and supervision of mobile money operators and financial technology firms. As you may be aware, Bank of Ghana has multiple offices in the city of Accra, and with a strategic plan to harmonize all these operational units at the headquarters under one roof. This new head office provides us with the opportunity to better streamline our operations, improve communication, reduce costs, and create the needed synergies for efficiency.
Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam also expressed confidence that the government, that's the Ministry of Finance, together with the Bank of Ghana, will be collaborating to ensure that the country achieves overall macroeconomic stability.
On the heels of this new beginning, our nation will continue to rely on the bank and its staff to maintain its professionalism, constant pursuit of innovation, and most of all, a principled approach towards promoting macroeconomic stability, fostering financial inclusion, and driving economic growth. I have been fortunate to have worked with some extraordinary people in the bank. In particular, the leadership of the Bank of Ghana have proven themselves to be competent and committed to upholding the interests of the country above all else.
President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who officially commissioned the Bank Square for the Bank of Ghana, believes that the opening of the new headquarters of the Bank of Ghana will unlock the full potential of the Bank of Ghana as a central bank and also transform the financial architecture of the country.
His role as the custodian of Ghana's economic stability remains indispensable as we strive for inclusive and sustained growth. This new headquarters will serve as the command center for the bank's operations, fostering innovation, collaboration, and excellence in its service to the nation. It will also reinforce the bank's capacity to advance critical financial sector reforms, enhance regulatory frameworks, and improve the investment climate for both domestic and international stakeholders.
If you think this is just a building for the Bank of Ghana, you may be mistaken. This edifice is a true reflection and a testament of the Bank of Ghana's commitment to its mission, vision, as well as functionality. And so in the coming days, it will be interesting to know how the Bank of Ghana will utilize its new headquarters to ensure that it aligns with its broad vision and mission of ensuring stability in Ghana's financial sector. From the newly commissioned headquarters of the Bank of Ghana, the Bank Square, my name is Ni Latte Latte for Channel One TV.
The president in Accra, a young lady, Sahadatu Saidu, resumed selling under the facility. The Greater Accra Regional Minister had cautioned the public against erecting kiosks or containers near the interchange, emphasizing the need to maintain the area's functionality and aesthetics.
I would like to urge the municipal assemblies, particularly Lejokugu and Ayawaso West Wogon, under whose jurisdiction this interchange falls, to ensure that this area is kept clean. Additionally, I don't want to see kiosks, and the chief executive should listen to me. We don't want to see kiosk containers littered all over there. it will destroy the beauty of this edifice that we all witness and commission today.
That was the Greater Accra Regional Minister Daniel Kwate Titus Glover speaking at the inaugural ceremony of the Flower Pot Interchange, where he stated that no kiosks, containers or hawkers would be allowed around or beneath the interchange. He argued that such activities would negatively affect the aesthetics of the interchange. However, in less than 24 hours after the instruction, videos and pictures of hawkers under the interchange went viral.
What are you doing here?
I'm selling.
Selling what?
Coconut.
Where did you used to sell the coconut before this place was constructed?
Yeah.
You've been selling it here. So after the project is constructed, you are back to your base to sell?
Yes.
Oh. But this place doesn't look like a market. Hajia, this place doesn't look like a market. When you start selling here, another person also sees that no one is taking action. The next person comes, handkerchief seller comes, the toffee seller comes, the tugbe seller comes, buffalo seller comes. By the time you realize this place will become messy and nasty. Already you are eating in polythene bag. You may end up leaving it here and leaving, and the place will become so dirty. Is that right for us as Ghanaians?
In response, the Greater Accra Regional Minister Titus Glover swiftly arrived at the scene to remove the hawkers.
I have instructed the Chief Executive for Lejokugu, Honorable Modekwai Kwashi, to position security 24 hours at that place so that we'll make sure we don't get these hawkers to turn the whole place into a business hub. So that is the firm instructions that I've given to him. And there were a couple of police who are along the interchange, making sure that crime is prevented. So I engaged them that, look, you are here to prevent crime, but in as much as you are doing that, kindly assist us and also make sure that nobody comes to sell anything under the interchange.
Some of the hawkers claim they had an agreement with the various authorities to be allocated a designated area to sell their goods after the completion of the interchange. They argue that they have been selling in the area for years.
Baby, I'm better chairman. I'm the only way home, my no get it put no mobile yet. No, bedroom for your pay. The other bed didn't know a bedroom.
Yes, Moya, son of BSC, or Hobbe Kama, or Hobbe feeling Yamama.
Ya bet says pa. Ya wabale, ya was Zumbola, Kakonu, Tre. Ya Toyankas and the Sika, ya Tosa, Zumbola, Kokonu, Tre. Ya the Bola Gum or Bola for Bessanco.
And yes, Roma, baby, I want no more Sanfa and Coho, Omco says your home, no more fine ran to whom. Say be a scar crown on Beji, I bet you, and say when you be do a handy betria.
Meanwhile, some pedestrians say they find it challenging to cross the roads around the intersection.
There's no traffic light that the car will stop before this one comes. Everybody is rushing to pass, so you will not get correct access to cross the road. This place, if like 3 or 3, we cannot walk unless we walk on the road. and that's not good.
Human beings are crossing the road. That is why the zebra crossing is there. You have to stop. And then you see us crossing, then you are speeding. It's not right.
The government has asked hawkers not to ply their trade under this interchange. The hawkers on the other side are also saying that they had an agreement with the government that a space will be created or be allocated for them after the completion of this project. For Channel One News, my name is Philip Ni Latte.
Still the Channel One newsroom. Let's do some more stories. The Executive Council of the Ghana Football Association convened on Wednesday following Ghana's failure to qualify for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The meeting focused on determining the next steps for the senior national team after this disappointing outcome, which marks the first time in 20 years that the four-time African champions have missed out on the continental tournament. Under the leadership of Coach Otuado, Ghana endured its worst ever AFCON qualification campaign, failing to secure a single win in 6 matches. There's more in the following report.
Following a historical disappointing performance in the 2025 AFCON qualifiers that saw Ghana fail to secure a spot in the tournament, the Ghana Football Association's decision-making body convened to deliberate on the future of the senior national team. The decision comes at a critical time for Ghanaian football, with the team's direction ahead of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers under intense scrutiny. One major point of contention remains the future of head coach Otuado, whose position appears uncertain. Former Black Stars player Sam Johnson weighed in on the matter, criticizing Otuado and calling him inexperienced, particularly in light of his handling of the post-match press conference following the loss to Niger.
He's inexperienced when it comes to media, talking to the media, because the pressure coming, the questions coming. If he has enough, experience, how to go about it. He won't get into emotion and they just, say so many things.
The GFA is also expected to release a statement of apology, seeking forgiveness for Ghana's abysmal showing in the qualifiers. Veronica Komi, a member of the Save Ghana Sports Demo movement, criticized the GFA's habit of holding meetings after each disappointing Black Stars performance, stating that these gatherings have brought no meaningful improvement.
When I heard that they are meeting to discuss whatever, I had a big laugh. Not a laugh from a happy place, but it was a reminder that so far, that is what they seem to do very well. The only thing they seem to do very well. When the Black Stars are not doing great, they sit and decide, okay, this coach would have to go. It is the reason why we have had 4-5 coaches in the last 5 years.
Given the horrendous outing in the 2025 AFCON qualifiers, one would expect that the GFA would sack head coach Otuado after failing to record not a single win in 6 matches in the just ended qualifiers. If that were to happen, Otuado would become the 5th coach hired and fired by the current administration. Reporting for Channel One News, my name is Gabi Ofe.
Let's start from the NPP. Now, the New Patriotic Party has responded to allegations by the NDC that the party is plotting to rig the upcoming polls. The NDC alleges that the ruling NPP is conniving with Brigadier General Michael Opoku, the General Officer commanding the Central Command of the Ghana Armed Forces, to rig the polls in the Ashanti region. However, at a press briefing in Accra, the NPP rejected the allegations. Charles Owusukumi has more.
With just 17 days to the December polls, the two leading political parties are intensifying their campaigns, with the Ashanti region emerging as a critical battleground. The NPP is aiming to secure 85% of the votes in the region, while the NDC has set a target of 30%. On Tuesday, the NDC accused the NPP of collaborating with Brigadier General Michael Opoku, the General Officer commanding the Central Command of the Ghana Armed Forces, to rig the elections in the Ashanti region. At a press conference on Wednesday, the NPP denied the accusations.
The allegations made by the National Communication Officer and the NDC are entirely baseless. devoid of any iota of credible evidence, and represent yet another desperate attempt by the NDC to raise tension and distract the people of Ghana from their own misdeeds.
He alleged that the NDC is plotting to create disturbances in the region, intending to suppress voter turnout to their disadvantage.
The NDC has been training thugs in pockets of communities, including Obuasi East constituency, under the guise of private security training. These individuals are being prepared to disrupt electoral process, particularly in Ashanti region.
Well, according to the NPP, allegations that it is plotting to rig the upcoming polls is just to mask the NDC's own plot of creating mayhem in the party's stronghold, the Ashanti region, in a bid to scare away voters on election day. The NPP says that it is confident that it is winning these elections based on the track record of the party and its flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. For Channel One News, Charles Osukumi.
Now let's turn our attention to the NDC, where the flag bearer for the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, on day 3 of his 5-day Eastern Region tour, has been highlighting his key proposals in his 2024 manifesto, with a key focus to develop the Eastern Region.
No akai GCD. GCD ni Akwetia. Akwetia ni GCD. And so, Samri Amin say. Assembly Akodi Court, FJ Saini, NDC Bar, Sa Semna Ama GCD Enye Jubano, Yebe Yini SCSA, said the Baya GCD Bepe Jabium, said GCD Stati Ejuma Bioma, Ebeti Miama Ejuma to more than 1,000 people. Yaba, Yebe CSA Semno, near SMBA GCD, na Stati Ejuma Bium. Na Areho Sama Woho. GCD enye jumenti transformer etching electricity ema GCD enye nkronkra acha GCD esiano en bosoma nine omunyina omudasum.
The race for the Tamale North parliamentary seat is heating up as incumbent MP Alhassan Suhini faces a challenge from Abdul Rahman Aliduabre of the NPP and independent candidate Fauzia Hudu. Suhini, who has represented the constituency since 2016, is seeking a third term amidst growing competition. Our Northern Regional correspondent Shawana Yusuf reports on the dynamics shaping this crucial race and the history of the constituency.
The Tamale North constituency has long been an NDC stronghold, consistently delivering victories for its presidential and parliamentary candidates since its creation. Strategically positioned, it is bordered by Tamale Central to the south, Nantong to the north, Sanarugu to the west, and Kumbungu to the northwest, making it a critical hub of political activity in northern Ghana. Data from ChannelOne TV's research unit shows that the NDC has dominated the constituency since 2016, with its presidential and parliamentary candidates often winning by significant margins. In 2016, Alhassan Suhini secured the seat with 21,280 votes, representing 67.79%, while his closest challenger, the NPP's Kulsumi Mohammed, managed only 5,329 votes, representing 16.98%. Suhini's dominance continued in 2020 with 26,518 votes, representing 64.67%, while the NPP's Alhassan Dahamani trailed with 14,256 votes, representing 34.76%. As the 2024 elections draw near, the candidates are actively campaigning, presenting their visions to the constituents' over 50,000 registered voters.
That even though I was elected without an NDC government in power, I can boast of some significant interventions in the constituency. And the people are grateful for the interventions that we have made in the area of health, in the area of education, in the area of sanitation, in the area of youth empowerment, in the area of women empowerment. I defeated him as independent candidate. I defeated him as MPP candidate. So you see why I don't think that there's any contest, whether independent or MPP. I've defeated them both before, inshallah. And so there are no threats to me at all.
Meanwhile, independent candidate Fauzia Hudu has positioned herself as a transformative leader with strong local and international connections. She has promised massive development if elected, stating that the constituency deserves better representation.
I've worked in courts, I've worked with police, I've worked with carabinieri, I've worked with lawyers, and then with medical doctors, and then fashion side, music side. So I've built myself with people that I can count on when the North is given to help take care of Tamale North and Dagbang. So like here they say Soyelana. I have network, international network and local network. So I think if the North is given, I'm the right person to do a lot of things for Tamale North.
The NPP's candidate Abdul Rahman Alidu Abre has launched a strong campaign describing Soyini as alien to the constituency and promising to bring change.
The current MP is not even from this constituency. It's just by virtue of his party engaging in certain machinations by taking the rightful contestant from their party, taking them off, and now bringing him from Tamale Central to come to Tamale North to contest. He's not a grounded person in the constituency, and I think that there is no fear. I'm just going to win with a large margin.
The Tamale North constituency is another hotly contested seat here in the northern region, with Alhassan Suhini representing the National Democratic Congress, Abdul Rahman Abre for the New Patriotic Party, and the only female contender, Hudu Fauzia, who is going independent. Come December 7, the choice would be made and we would see who is to represent the people in Parliament after December 7. For Channel One News, my name is Shawana Yusuf, reporting from the Tamale North constituency in the northern region.
The Ghana Police Service has announced the establishment of a National Security Elections Task Force Briefing Center to provide real-time updates throughout the election period. This initiative aims to combat misinformation and disinformation while addressing potential incidents of violence promptly. During a briefing, Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampare, disclosed that the police are collaborating with telecommunication companies to assign dedicated contact numbers. These numbers will be made available to the media, stakeholders, and the general public, enabling direct communication with the Police Management Board during the elections.
One thing that is of concern to all of us is information. And the concern becomes very negative when it is misinformation and disinformation. It is for that reason that we are setting up National Election Security Task Force Press Briefing Center, a tent, air-conditioned with a capacity to take on the average of 100 reporters. Something has happened, it has come to our attention, we are dealing with it, we'll come and give you more details. And if you have more details to give us, you bring it to our attention, we'll cross-check, then we put it out there. And instantly, every now and then, there'll be somebody there to speak. And we are doing that in a manner that has also not been done before. The people who will be speaking on these matters will be speaking in 7 languages.
At the press briefing,
NCCE Chairperson Kathleen Addy voiced concerns over the minimal participation of parliamentary candidates in civic engagement forums and debates organized by the Commission. She emphasized that these platforms are vital for fostering transparency, addressing person-community issues, and enabling voters to make informed decisions.
And so it's actually unfortunate when candidates decide not to participate. It amounts to a waste. So we are imploring the parliamentary candidates and the political parties to ensure that these activities, particularly the dialogues for the parliamentary candidates in the constituencies, are utilized so that democracy is deepened in our country.
The chairperson further urged the electorate to reject any vote-buying attempt during the December elections. This follows reports from the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, highlighting instances of vote-buying in some regions ahead of the December 7 polls.
I have repeated so many times over the course of this year and even last year that there is no free money anywhere. Wherever the money is coming from is going to go back with interest. And ultimately, we the citizens will pay the bitter price in the form of truncated development. And so it works against our interest to continue to support this culture.
As the NCCE is actively putting measures in place to ensure maximum participation in the upcoming polls, it is urging the public to refrain from activities of vote buying. Remember, the hashtag is Ghana Polls 2024. My name is Samuel Akom, reporting for Channel One News.
The Teachers and Educational Workers Union has met with the National Labour Commission to address concerns over their conditions of service. The NLC had earlier ordered them to rescind their decision to strike.
The meeting today, the outcome was that we should go back. There was a directive from the National Labour Commission that we did not meet the 7-day mandate to be able to hold a strike. And yes, we are aware, but we thought our demands were pressing and need to come to the fore. And so we respect their order and their directive, and we are taking steps to immediately call our structures to inform them, get approval to ask our rank and file members to endeavor to report to work. Those who can go tomorrow, those who can go Friday, but at least by Monday, if we expect every table member to be at post, because we have suspended strike.
The Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority has seized 53 pistols, 65 pieces of live ammunition, 74 magazines, and a PC holster at the Golden Jubilee Terminal at the Tema Port. The Commissioner of Customs, Brigadier Zibrim Ayorgo, noted that items were intercepted on Monday, November 18.
Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority has since intercepted or seized weapons at the Tema Port, and so the Commissioner in charge of Customs, Brigadier General Zibrim Ayorgo, has been addressing the press on what they've uncovered from their search.
The container arrived from the United States of America. On Friday, 15th November, during routine examination of the container by customs officers in the presence of the declarant and the agent, the importer's representative at the Golden Jubilee Terminal, the customs examination team discovered 53 sidearms, 74 magazines, and 65 live ammunition concealed in 3 different suitcases. The Customs Examination Team immediately notified the Ghana Revenue Authority Intelligence and Investigation Unit and the Preventive Unit of the Customs Division of the incident.
You're still watching the Channel One newsroom on Channel One TV. It's now time for CNR Business with Nashi Kasiza.
CNR Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
Hello and welcome to CNR Business, proudly brought to you by MTN and EcoBank. My name is Nashika Caesar. The Bank of Ghana has begun its regular meetings to review development in the economy from November 20 to Friday, November 22, 2024. The 121st Monetary Policy Meeting will focus on assessing the current state of inflation and overall economic conditions. The central bank at its last meeting lowered the monetary policy rate to 27%. This represented a second policy rate cut since 2021, following a period of tight monetary policy aimed at combating high inflation. The rate had maintained at 29% for 9 months after being reduced from 30% in January 2024. The recent rate cut was intended to provide some relief to borrowers in the final months of the year. Looking ahead as the year draws to a close, industry observers expect further reductions, which could help create a more favorable environment for businesses to thrive. The central bank is expected to announce the new MPC rate on November 25, 2024. Now, the Ghana Association of Banks has assured of resilience of the country's financial sector in the face of evolving disruptions, including the rise in sophistication of financial crimes and other illicit activities driven by advancement in technology. Speaking at the inauguration of the newly constructed Bank of Ghana headquarters, President of the Association of Banks, Kofi Adomako, highlighted the central bank's proactive role in fortifying the sector.
The exponential growth of technology and digitization has significantly expedited innovation, expanded financial inclusion, and enhanced customer experience. However, alongside these immense benefits, the rapid pace of technological advancement has also induced challenges in areas like data security, privacy concerns, cyber threats, and the risk of financial technologies has consistently played a pivotal role in driving economic development and ensuring the safety and soundness of Ghana's banking and financial services sector. As president of the Ghana Association of Banks, I wish to take this opportunity to once again congratulate the Bank of Ghana for the immense support in navigating the difficult moments in our economy in the last few years. As we go into 2025 and beyond, we look forward to a stronger collaboration with the Bank of Ghana in resolving common issues to the financial services sector for our mutual and national benefits.
Now, latest data from the Ghana Statistical Service reveals that the producer price inflation rate has surged to 33.0% in October, up from 30.5% recorded in September 2024, representing a 2.5 percentage point decrease. We have more in this report.
The month-on-month producer price inflation rate between September and October was 3%. The producer price index measures the average change over time in the selling prices of goods and services received by domestic producers. According to the data, in the industrial sector, the producer price inflation, excluding the construction sector, increased from 43.3% in September 2024 to 48.8% in October 2024. The construction sector recorded a rise to 31.5% in October 2024. The mining and quarrying sector had the highest inflation rate at 54.3%, while the water supply, sewerage, and waste management sector saw the lowest rate of inflation at 4.1%, which was still above the national average of 33%.
For market watchers, it is important to note that businesses passed on higher input costs to customers. As such, they are calling for measures to curb the rise in the producer price inflation rate. For CNR Business, my name is Daniel Odro-Mensah.
And that's all for CNR Business. It was proudly sponsored by MTN and EcoBank. My name is Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company.